Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to something that I've recently come across in my personal self-development journey. And I want to share this with you, and I would like to introduce you to this and teach you to use this and encourage you to use this to aid you with your transformation and achieving your goals. This is called the Decision Matrix. It was pioneered by David Bayer, and I read it in this book, A Changed Mind. I actually heard about it first on YouTube. I came across this video, YouTube algorithm. They obviously knew that I like it based on other stuff that I listen to. I listened to the video and I immediately bought his book. I started reading the book and I couldn't put it down. And that's unlike me. I want the information that's in books, but I'm not the best reader in the world. Now, don't get me wrong, I can read, but actually absorbing the information from the books and remembering it is what I sort of struggle with. I prefer audiobooks and YouTube, but I couldn't put this thing down. It's it's so good, and I feel like it's the missing piece that I've been looking for actually for quite a few years. I actively actively work in my own self-development journey quite obsessively every day. Not a day goes past where I'm not thinking about how to get better, whether it's reading, whether it's listening to audiobooks, whether it's taking time out to meditate or whatever. But it's been onboarding information, taking in loads of stuff, and feeling the same. And I think maybe you can resonate with this, where you are taking action, but nothing's really changing. And even if things are changing, let's say you are losing weight, you are building muscle, you are earning more money, or whatever it may be, you still feel the same. And ultimately, you always end up back at square one and you go round and round in circles. And that's kind of where I've been at with the whole self development thing. And although I have been making some strides, until recently, I still felt the same, and I wasn't having the sort of big aha moment, the big shift that I was after. And it was when I read this and I started utilizing the concepts that I learned from this book, which I'm going to share with you now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The decision matrix is basically you start becoming aware of your thoughts. So, when you are thinking about the goals that you are trying to achieve, whether it's this dream body that seems so far away and almost so unattainable. But you're here and you're going through the process because you're working with me, but still in the back of your mind, you're thinking that it's not going to happen. It's too far away. It's too far out of reach. Other people have that body because they're lucky or because of their genetics or whatever it is. You'll start having these thoughts. We all have these thoughts occasionally, and that's when you need to do this work. You will be having a negative thought. You think about that thought. What's the self-limiting belief that created that thought? So you may look in the mirror and think, "Oh my God, I've got such a long way to go," and you start feeling a negative feeling. There's your self-limiting belief. I've got such a long way to go. Well, actually, like when you actually look into time and the reality of time, worrying about the future is literally completely irrelevant because you're going to get there anyway. So what are you going to do in the interim? The time is going to pass anyway. So you're worrying about how long it's going to take. But in 2 years or in 5 years, you are going to arrive there. The question is, how? How are you going to look? Are you going to arrive there in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years' time, a new version of yourself, fit and healthy and full of energy and whatever else it is that you want to achieve? Or are you going to get there and you're going to be exactly the same as what you are now? Or probably worse because you'll be older, you would have had more years reinforcing these self-limiting beliefs. So let's just use the example that I've got on here. I will never be able to achieve my dream body. You recognize that self-limiting belief and you literally turn it on its head. This is the game. So I am in the process of achieving my dream body and it will happen. Or you could literally just say, I am going to be able to achieve my dream body, or I am absolutely going to achieve the body of my dreams. You literally turn it on its head and you will feel like you're lying to yourself because that feels false. Because right now you are seeing what is possible for you through the lens of your self-limiting belief. But I'm telling you now that your self-limiting belief is untrue. And you'll be like, how, you telling me that it's untrue? Like, you don't even know who I am, John. Well, I may have got to know you a little bit by this point. I might know you very well, depending on how long you've been with me. But I'm telling you that all of your self-limiting beliefs and all of my self-limiting beliefs are untrue. Because ultimately, from this moment forward, your past and everything that's ever happened doesn't matter anymore because it's gone. So any self-limiting beliefs that you have in your life right now are because of your past experiences, things that people have said, things that you've learned, things that you've heard, who you were brought up by, what your parents taught you, what your friends taught you, what your teachers taught you, what's all of these different things have created you and where you are right now. And who you are right now, who you identify yourself to be, is a compilation of your experiences and ultimately your beliefs about the world, about yourself, about others. Einstein once said one of the most important decisions that we can make is whether we live in a hostile universe or a friendly one. Because if you just decide one day that you live in a beautiful world and you're surrounded by love and you're surrounded by miracles, then that's all you're going to see because it's true. If you believe that there's crime everywhere and there's litter all over the floor and everybody is just grumpy and miserable and life is hard and blah, 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 that's all you're going to see because that's true as well. Kind of contradicting myself here. The fact that they're both true actually means that they're both false. What's true is what you believe to be true. So at the moment, you think that you cannot achieve your dream body. You think that that's the truth. Start believing the opposite and believe that that's true. And immediately it becomes true because you've decided that you can achieve your dream body. So you've identified your self-limiting belief because you've noticed that you're feeling a bit crap and you think, okay, what am I thinking here? I think that I'm not going to be able to lose the 4 stone that I want to transform my body. Turning on its head, I can do it. Now you need to, this is where like the true work comes in because you've been operating through the lens of your self-limiting beliefs, something called the reticular activating system. I don't know whether you've ever heard of it, but the example is that often goes around is you're going to purchase a new car or you've just purchased a new car and you're driving around and everybody else seems to have the same car. I've been through there. I've really wanted a car and you just see it everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, like this car's a rare car and it just keeps popping up because that's the level of frequency that I was on. I was seeing that car because that's where my focus was. Because to be honest with you, I can't remember the last time I saw one of those cars now, but they're out there. I just don't see them anymore because that's not how I'm viewing the world. So the work is finding evidence to support your new belief. Think back into your past, and it may take a while, and don't rush this. What have you achieved? You might have lost weight back in your 20s. You might have been in shape back in your 20s, and you now believe that you can't do that because you're older, or because you've had kids, or because of whatever. It's a self-limiting belief. That's the work. Identify it, flip it, and then be like, well, actually, other people have done it. I've done it before. Um, Start really digging into your past and finding evidence, any evidence, no matter how small or insignificant it could be, to empower the decision, the new decision, the opposite of the self-limiting belief, because the evidence is there. So what I would suggest you do is start working on this, start becoming aware of your thoughts and aware of your feelings, figure out where the self-limiting beliefs are coming from. Work on this. You can use this. This sheet is going to be in your program. I would also recommend that you buy the book, read the book, and start looking at David Bayer's stuff. And I have copied one of his videos into this. So I'm going to wrap it up there because the video is nearly finished at 10 minutes. See you soon.